So good morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning. The time is now 6:01 and it's Wednesday morning, so we got behind the badge, we got Pastor John. So in this first segment here, we're going to open the phone lines and take some calls. I'll go through some of the headlines very quickly in the news day. Good morning to all the regional viewers, everybody watching us around the world. So, front page of the paper this morning, Kamala gets good news after Rubio talks, Dragon gas deal back on. All right, and on the inside there is also a headline where a mother is outraged after her son's killer gets only 4 years in jail. So, Trinidad and Tobago has received a much-needed lifeline for its energy sector and economy after it got the support of the US to approve relevant licenses to develop cross-border energy resources in Venezuela, specifically the Dragon gas project. Now, the announcement was made in a statement by the Office of the Prime Minister on September 30th after a meeting between Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar and U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio earlier in the day at the U.S. State Department in Washington, D.C. And in a video released after the meeting, Persad-Bissessar said, quote, "We had some very important discussions for bilateral interests." She added, "More will be disclosed later. We have some good news and we will share with you later." She gave no further details at the time. Now, in its statement, the OPM said, after the meeting, government was informed that Rubio supports the approval of the relevant Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, licenses to begin discussions toward developing its cross-border hydrocarbons. OFAC falls under the U.S. Treasury Department. And while the OPM did not identify any specific cross-border resource, the U.S. State Department identified Venezuela's Dragon gas field as one such resource that is back on the front burner arising from the meeting between Persad-Bissessar and Rubio. Now, remember that license was revoked shortly after Rubio met with Stuart Young, who was appointed Prime Minister for a very short period of time, and that license was revoked. Okay? So, whatever talks they had, you get back your license, but they also said that it will be designed in a way that it will not benefit Maduro. And therein, because I know people going to call it on this, I see people saying turnabout, a complete about turn by the UNC, but Trinidad and Tobago and the US did reach security agreements as well, right? Now there's some other headlines in there we'll get to, but I know that is the one that people want to talk about. But we'll go to the phone now. Let me hear what they had to say first. Let me hear what they had to say first. Right? Because I wasn't surprised when I saw it, because if you're reading the play, it was coming. If you're reading the play, you know it was coming. Right? When they were saying, when people saying why it is the Prime Minister supporting the US down in the Southern Caribbean and their actions down there. All right. Morning. Hello? Yeah, morning.
Yeah, morning. They go central. Are you going central?
Yeah, they go central. What are your thoughts? The Dragon gas is back on. Put up the...
Well, the difference is, difference is, it was revoked under the previous administration and it was approved under this current administration, which means that this administration that is currently running the country was able to do the necessaries to satisfy the US that it could be approved.
Right.
You know? So at the end of the day, the people was chastising the current government, saying that how it couldn't happen, and they're looking at that right now. But at the point in time, it was off the table because they had no approvals.
Not
now,
only that.
Now the approvals are here. Or is coming.
It's not only that, you know. People doing like if the UNC, when they were in opposition, ever said that the Dragon gas deal was a bad deal. They never said that.
Exactly. They just said it's just the person that they was doing the arrangement with.
It's the person that they were doing business with, is what the issue was, because he was under sanction. Venezuela was under sanction.
Exactly.
And he was convicted of being a narco-terrorist. A bounty was on his head by the United States of America. And yet still they chose to fly down to Venezuela. They signed an agreement with him with a non-disclosure a non-disclosure agreement with him. So up to now, we don't even know what they signed off on.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah. Well,
the
well,
administration changed in the US, they revoked the license.
Small Pin already on his Facebook page and taking credit for that. I guess he
Well,
do so much and all kind of nonsense.
well, I mean,
All over
everybody had to
Facebook.
spin it.
And
Everybody had to spin something.
you understand? But at the end of the day, the US did not approve it.
As I
And it
recall,
was
the
approved under
OPEC
this
license
government.
was revoked after he met with Rubio.
Exactly. And so the difference was that Kamala was able to meet the requirements or the recommendations of what the United States wanted, and Stuart Young couldn't have done that. So you can't be upset with that. If you couldn't, all right, you bring it to the table, which was good, no problem, but you couldn't close the deal.
Okay.
You understand? And she was able to do it. So all props up to the government, and it means that if that is once that's come on stream, it will be a fair and honest deal for the country.
Okay. No
I
problem.
don't know.
Yeah, man. Again, again. Morning. Thoughts?
Morning.
Morning. Go ahead. Share your thoughts.
Well, the door is open for business again, and we had to look at this from a strategy by the US and all too, is that they're telling Venezuela that they're not against them, they can start doing business if they decide to do that. And the door is open for that. So now the Venezuela realize that Maduro is the person that causing them now not to be able to conduct business with the rest of the world. So the strategy is on the US side, and on the Trinidad and Tobago side, the door is open now for anything to happen. It doesn't mean to say that Venezuela will want to do business with us. But now they have a license where they could conduct business now, whereas before that was dead. So it's now alive. And then there will always be the naysayers who would say like Mr. Kenny and Dr. Kenny Anthony, who says she should have keep she mouth closed. He should have keep his mouth closed. This is none of his business. And then we hear Mariana Brown making some comments, both negative and positive. And Dr. Driver, what is his name? Everybody's happy in the oil and gas industry. So things is happening in a positive way. We have to wait for it to materialize, and then we will see how things go.
Yeah.
But it's a good day. She's
All right.
bringing a lot of things. Congratulations to her.
All right. No
Have
problem.
a good day, man.
Director, give me the other headline, the US supports headline. That is the one that from the Newsday with right, that one. Yeah, correct. Yeah, morning.
Morning, Stefan. This deal that people talking about here, nothing negative about it. This is all positive for this country. The thing is also, without the Biden administration going out of office, this deal was approved already, you know. Whatever people want to say about it, this bill was already approved. And when the administration changed in America, which elections have consequences, right? The Biden administration didn't say anything negative about this deal. The Biden administration approved this bill as a matter of fact. When the Trump administration, everybody don't know that they are the ones who say they want to reassess this, and they put a pause on this. I remember Stuart Young saying that the Dragon deal is not dead. When the Prime Minister said the Dragon deal was dead, I mean, a lot of people say Stuart Young don't know what he's talking about, but he's not a Prime Minister. How he could say the Dragon deal not dead? And he said it. And you can go back and check it. The Prime Minister said the Dragon deal was dead. She said she's moving away from that deal and she's going to Guyana and she's going to Grenada. Guyana said they don't want oil for Trinidad. No, I'm not saying.
Yeah.
I am saying there's everything positive about this for this country. It is to be celebrated, right? We could get to the peacock, and you could get childish about it, but it is very, very positive. But it's not genuine to say. It's not a genuine thing to say that the UNC did not say the Dragon deal was dead. They said so, right? They said that they're moving away from that deal, and they said it. There are reports. I remember reading the reports.
Right.
So nothing wrong if somebody wants to say that they turn about. They turn about. Let's be honest. They turn about. It's a turnaround. No problem with that. But it's positive and a positive turnaround. It's not a negative one.
All right. Cool, man. Again. Morning. Taking your calls. Morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Stefan.
Yeah, morning.
You remember yesterday I say might be turned out to be one of the greatest leaders in Trinidad and Tobago and also in the West Indies. When you say, well, even the other prime minister and thing, how they say and they do well, right? But why I was saying that is because the strategy that she using, right? Because if you want to get something done, it's birds of one feather will flock together, right? So you cannot be wanting America to help you in a certain way and still going against America. Doesn't matter what you want to do, you have to show a face that you're going on the road with them, and then they will deal with you in the way things have to be done, and you will benefit from it. So all kudos to she. She now go and she travel. A man run up and down the world when he in his 9.5 years, and all he could do was to bring yam seed. You understand? And she now go and she bring already. And one thing before I go ask him, Penny went up there. So in case Kamala didn't come, she will represent Trinidad and Tobago. Okay.
I don't know. Look, only leave Penny alone. There's an article in the paper where the opposition leader said she was up there for energy talks. That's a first for me. But nevertheless, she might have gone up there. It might be, I don't know, it might have been something to learn about energy, the energy sector. I don't know. Morning.
Morning, Stefan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Share your thoughts.
Yeah. I think I would start my contribution just like what the guy leave up there. A Mako is a Mako. Forget that. Don't go in there again. What I'm saying, that all those people who will be talking and don't really understand what was going on, they had to keep their mouth and shut. As the previous caller said, a hero is a hero. That is my hero. And I know that with the other government who was there, which is the opposition, they were doing everything on that secret. They were doing everything on a secret. Rowley was doing everything on a secret. Young was end up doing everything in a secret. That hero doesn't doing anything. She have a mouth and she opens her mouth and she say what she had to say. She say it down here. She say it up there. And she's saying it everywhere. And she ain't changing what she's saying. She's saying she's backing the man who could help her. And the man who could help her is America. Trinidad and Tobago, we're in a good position. And thank God that we vote them people out. If not, we'll have been dead. Everyone in Trinidad might have been like Haiti right now. Believe me what I'm telling you. Congratulations to the Prime Minister for all the hard work she have done and all the pressure they have given her, east, west, north, and south. And what do I say? Good luck, Trinidad and Tobago. Have a nice day.
Okay. Remember, she left New York after the UNGA because she was invited to Washington, D.C., most likely for these type of talks and other talks as well. It's in the release by the Secretary of State's, the U.S. government's website. I'll read you the brief information that they put out. But hello, good morning.
Hello. Good morning. Well, are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you fine. Go ahead.
Okay, right. Well, the relevant approval has been granted, right? But there are clauses that needs to be, that needs to be adhered to. For example, the U.S. outlined that Maduro should not receive significant benefit in this whole dragon deal,
Right.
So, whatever it is, as long as as long as the Prime Minister went there and she achieved her goal, I don't see anything wrong in it. And I
Okay.
wanted to say something about that woman who was, she said she was most, disturbed by that sentence that her son's killer would have received, right?
Yeah, I didn't get to that on page 7, but
is,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, that is something that, we really have. I don't know if it could be changed because, as I always say to you, sentences run concurrently, right? And it is not 4 years per se, as the headline said, right? It is 4 years because of time spent has been deducted, right? But do you know that there is really a big faux pas in the system, eh? When there is a firearm use, Do you see he was convicted of the firearm offense by 2 years. And you know, a lot of time, for example, in a breach of protection order, right?
All right,
The
yeah.
police don't charge if the person is assaulted, you know. They
Okay.
charge for the breach and not for the assault. You understand stuff like that?
All right.
So I don't know if this concurrent sentence could change or what, but it needs to be revamped.
All
Okay,
right.
thanks.
No problem. Yeah, I don't want to. All right. Hello, good morning. Morning, morning.
Hello. A very, very good morning to you, Stefan.
Yeah, man, morning to you. Share your thoughts.
Stefan, I just want to go off topic. You know, I short.
All
I
right,
am
quickly,
short in
yeah.
height, yeah? But be quick. I see the school children and them start misbehaving real bad again, man.
Yeah, we'll get into it with Greenidge in a little bit.
They're looking for the lockup, you know. All the best.
All right, no problem. Yeah, I have seen that. I've seen, like, you know, little fights and things taking place all over these children and them. I don't know, buddy. I don't know. I really don't know. Morning. Morning. Dragon Gas back on. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Cosa Nostra?
Cosa Nostra,
All right, Cosa Nostra. Go ahead.
Well, on behalf of the Lavanti East UNC Executive, we want to congratulate the Prime Minister and she endeavors and on she way forward in leading the country. We want to send with full support on behalf of the Lavanti East UNC Executive. This is the contribution here this morning out of Lavanti.
Okay. No
So
problem.
have a blessed day.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, morning. Go ahead, share your thoughts.
Well, one thing we see the dragon dancing again, but with the dragon dance with our partner, well, we supporting America, Venezuela, and America had a beef, and we looking to dance with the dragon in Venezuela. Would we get a dancing partner? That is all I want to know.
All right, man, no problem. He said, when we get a dancing partner. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
How are you, sir?
I am fine, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment. I have a slight delay where I am, so I'm not sure if your show progressed, but with reference to the present government, they made it clear at all points in time that cross-border deals was not a bad thing. What they had a problem with, and they constantly said it, was dealing with a convicted narco trafficker. And the fact that they made it clear through their public policy that they would not deal with a narco trafficker, and they supported the U.S. in it.
Right.
Gave the U.S. the option to give them the license again. So when the gentleman before said that it was a turnabout, it was never a turnabout. They were always consistent with what they said. They said that we cannot hook Trinidad and Tobago to dealing with a convicted narco trafficker because it would involve sanctions and various things.
Right.
So the fact that they actually got the license granted now means that their strategy worked. And the turnabout thing is just a matter of the, and I hate to play politics, but the previous government supporters trying to get a straw to hold from drowning.
Yeah.
They were always consistent with it. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, no problem. Thanks a lot. Yeah, man. And that's what I mentioned with the first caller. They never ever said that this was a bad deal, that the Dragon Gas deal was a bad deal. They said because Venezuela was under sanctions, because the Maduro government was under sanctions, because Maduro and members of his government were convicted for narco terrorism and drug trafficking and human trafficking in the United States of America, because a bounty was put on his head, they were simply saying, you can't do business with that man. That's all they were saying. You cannot do business with that guy. And if you go along that lines, you could end up putting Trinidad and Tobago into a position of being sanctioned by the United States of America as well. That's what it was. And the caller is right. They were consistent with that. Morning, final caller.
Morning, Stefan. How
Yeah.
are you doing? Yeah, I want to congratulate the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Well done.
Okay.
Well done.
All right, cool, man. All right, so I'll tell you what, we're going to hold up there because I've got to go to the break, right? So you have to ask yourself. One caller said, you know, the OPEC license was on the table and not the Biden administration. But you see, a lot of things in the US was on the table under the Biden administration, including, you know, a lot of border issues and things like that. And when an administration changes, now you're dealing with that, you're dealing with different people. So from the time the Trump administration came in, you know from his first term that they were going to come down on Venezuela and come down on Maduro. Because Maduro, if you all remember in this second election here, which was a shady election as well, right? So Maduro has been holding power under questionable circumstances in Venezuela for a while now. And like I said, he's been convicted, things like that, right? Etc., etc. He's seen as a criminal by the United States of America. Otherwise, they would not put a bounty on his head. The former administration, if you check their rhetoric, were moving away. But you see, the Biden administration wasn't as an administration like the Trump administration. Trump and them more firm than the Biden administration, which was a little slack in dealing with certain things. So, if you check the rhetoric, if you go back and you check the rhetoric of the former Prime Minister and they were somewhat leaning towards being closer to Venezuela than the United States of America. But why? Because they wanted to get this dragon gas deal done, but they were trying to cut the deal with Maduro. So they're trying to cut the deal with the wrong man. Right? The opposition raised the issue. You could go back and you could check it. It is there. It is consistent in everything that they have said. And they said for these reasons that this man is deemed a criminal, Venezuela is under sanctions, members of his government is under sanctions. You can't do business with this man. And then they knocked them as well because the only thing they were talking about in terms of economic growth was the dragon gas deal. So they say everything they talk about is dragon gas, dragon gas, dragon gas, like if Trinidad and Tobago and nothing else. Right? So all of those conversations were taking place in the back and forth. What you got to ask yourself now is when the Trump administration came in and that meeting took place between Rubio and Stuart Young, what took place in that meeting that the US government decided, listen, we're going to revoke the OFAC license? What could have possibly taken place in that meeting for them to say, listen, sorry, but we revoked the license, you can't do no business there? Right? That is different from the current Prime Minister going to the United Nations General Assembly. No, let me not even start there. Let me start from the US presence in the Southern Caribbean. So from the time the US came to the Southern Caribbean waters and started to put pressure on Venezuela and start to deal with the drug trafficking and things like that, whether they're dealing with removing the Maduro regime under the guise of dealing with drug trafficking is a whole other conversation, but you could tie it into all of this too because it's one and the same. But from the time they came with that presence and they started, from day one, she jumped up and she said, our Prime Minister, she jumped up and she said in the press conference, and in no uncertain way, and very firmly, that she backs the United States of America. And everybody jumped out and started, oh God, right? All kind of willy thing, right? Nice. And everybody had the opinion on the stance that she was taking and so on and so forth. But I told you then, and if you all remember, you will remember me saying this. We just talk about what the papers print. We have no idea what takes place in closed door meetings. Gentlemen in the back, all remember when I tell all of that? Nice. So we are not privy, or we do not have knowledge on any private phone calls or conversations that take place behind the scenes where politics is concerned. We don't. All we know is when we pick up the newspaper here and we read what they want us to read, they read the information that they make available to us. We do not know beyond that. So we don't know if a call takes place at 2 o'clock in the morning and a conversation took place for 30 minutes. And in that 30 minutes, it was the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago dealing with somebody in the US government, dealing with somebody. You don't know. You don't know the conversations that happen. So she came out and she took the stance that she took. Some people agreed with her strongly. I have no problem with the stance that she took. Some people do, right? Because there is fear of war in the region and all kind of thing, right? Nice. She went to the United Nations General Assembly, and in her speech, she doubled down and stood her ground, right? And she threw her support publicly behind the Trump administration and their actions in the Southern Caribbean Sea, right? Now, like I say, if you was reading the play, you would know where the plane was going to land. So it is only obvious that you're going to need the US support in order to get back your OFAC license to pursue the Dragon Gas deal. Because any government in Trinidad and Tobago would pursue that deal. Because there's a lot of billions and billions and billions of dollars in gas sitting down in that field, right? It's a huge field. So any government would pursue it. Nobody's going to leave that there and say, look, me and I'm bothered with that because the last administration. They're going to go behind it. It's only obvious. But how do you go behind it? How do you get back your OFAC license? You had to back the people that would grant you it. And then you have to go in a closed-door meeting. Like I say, nobody, media, nobody, except the two of those persons and whoever was in the room with them, know the conversation that took place behind those doors. That's a reality that we have to try and face too. We really don't know all the conversations. So you have to ask yourself, what was the difference in the conversation that took place with Rubio and Stuart Young as opposed to the conversation that took place with Kamala Persad-Bissessar and Rubio yesterday? What are the details of that meeting? You understand? What did she decide to do differently to gain favor with the United States of America and get their support and get back the OFAC license? What is the deal? And in very short terms, in a very short description, it is right there on the U.S. Department of State website. Secretary Rubio's meeting with Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar. And it simply says, Secretary Rubio met yesterday with Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar to discuss the strong U.S.-Trinidad and Tobago partnership, particularly on regional security and counter-narcotics operations. He commended Trinidad and Tobago's steps to counter transnational criminal organizations and to curb illicit narcotics and firearms trafficking. The leaders also discussed efforts to restore stability in Haiti, including through support for the UN Secretary Council resolution authorizing a UN support office for Haiti and gang suppression force. The Secretary acknowledged the importance of energy security to Trinidad and Tobago's economic prosperity and regional stability, and he outlined U.S. support for the government's Dragon Gas proposal and steps to ensure it will not provide significant benefit to the Maduro regime. The Secretary emphasized that deepening U.S.-Trinidad and Tobago cooperation will be critical to disrupting narco-trafficking networks, strengthening regional security, and safeguarding the region. So there is a lot of conversations that took place, but I want to imagine that, because like I say, I could only imagine that a lot of the things that they would have agreed to get that license back on the table and that Dragon Gas deal back on the table is along the lines, is agreements along the lines of border security and security issues with narco trafficking and things like that. So it would have been a series of things that we would have had to agree to, right? In order for them to say, well, okay, look back your license, proceed. And all of that is negotiating. So you have to ask yourself, what did she do differently that Stuart Young could not have done? Or maybe you had to ask yourself, maybe the US administration would have rather done business with this administration than the last administration. Who knows? A lot of things happen. A lot of talks take place that we don't know about. All right? And on the page, on the paper this morning, there was another headline here. Look at here. On page 9, Wayne Sturge, the defense minister, says Trinidad and Tobago is working to become fully compliant with the US TIP criteria. What is the TIP? The Trafficking in Persons criteria. So we also have that on the table and agreements that will take place there in order to fall in line with, you know, the US agenda or whatever the case might be, right? In order to move forward. But they are your largest trading partner. They do invest. And I asked somebody a couple of weeks ago, I said, you know, America invests in Trinidad and Tobago. What does Venezuela invest in? What have they, what sort of investment they have here? America, if you go in Maraval, by the roundabout, it have an embassy there building there. Partner, if you see the size of that embassy, Jesus Christ. Or let's see that embassy there building. You don't go by the, solely when you have time, go by the roundabout. When you're going to, oh gosh, Royal Palm Hotel and these places, you know that little roundabout there right outside by KFC and Royal Bank? When you bend the corner by Pizza Boys and Rituals and all of them, the roundabout right there. It have, if you see the construction going on there, I think that's the US Embassy they put in there. Anyway, we had to go to the break and get to Greenidge. But we could discuss more in the second hour. The phone line will be open, of course. But we do have some things to discuss with our good, friendly neighborhood police in Sergeant Greenidge. In the meantime, Setwayola Board. Let me just remind you about Setwayola Board. He has the Holistic Health Clinic. It's powered by nutritional therapy, and it's very simple. Do not manage a disease when you have the opportunity to reverse it. And they specialize in reversing from cancer to hypertension, digestive disorders, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and more. It's drug-free, supplement-free, root cause healing through nutritional therapy. And you can call or WhatsApp him on 279-3935 or 761-1952. So book an appointment today and rebuild your health from the inside out. Also, I want to remind you about Chef Shiraz. So Chef has the courses taking place between the month of September and November, September done. So we're in October now. And in October, he has the food costing, restaurant and catering workshop. That's on the 4th of October. That's just a few days away. That's this coming weekend. And then in November, he has a certificate in culinary arts. That's the 15th of November. And on a date to be announced, a diploma in culinary arts. So you can contact Chef on 372-4639 or 737-5097 for more details. With that, we take a break. When we come back, Sergeant Greenidge will be with us behind the badge. Stay tuned.
Calling all choir. This is TNT's first gospel choir event of its kind. It's finally here. This is Divine Harmony. Choirs from all over the country will vie for over $250,000 in prizes. Semi-final round, the East-West Corridor, Saturday, September 20th, Central and South Trinidad, Saturday, September 27th, and Tobago, Saturday, October 4th. To register, call 719-9599. TNT, get ready. This is Divine Harmony.
Everybody say it.
Welcome to South Point Hotel Barbados, your gateway to a luxury oasis of tranquility, comfort, and impeccable service. Nestled along the popular south coast of Barbados, South Point Hotel is a true haven for those seeking relaxation, rejuvenation, and unforgettable experiences. From the moment you arrive, you'll be enveloped by an ambiance of serenity that effortlessly blends with the stunning flora and fauna surrounding you. The accommodations are spacious, elegant, and thoughtfully designed to ensure maximum comfort. Each room offers a perfect retreat where you can unwind, rejuvenate, and be pampered with the exceptional service of attentive staff. Indulge in the extraordinary at Driftwood, the in-house restaurant, where culinary excellence meets coastal charm. Driftwood's menu is a celebration of fresh, local ingredients, expertly crafted to create a dining experience that will take your palate on a delightful gastronomic journey the Bajan way. Whether you're here to relax by the pool, enjoy a delicious meal, or explore the enchanting beaches nearby, every moment at South Point Hotel is crafted to exceed your expectations. Book your stay today and immerse yourself in the luxury oasis that South Point Hotel offers. Discover a destination where every detail is thoughtfully curated for your enjoyment. South Point Hotel Barbados, creating memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, email them at reservations@southpointhotelbarbados.com or call 1246-424-7744 or check out the website www.southpointbarbados.com.
Every day at the castle, long before we open our doors, our work begins. Our famous seasonings are mixed in advance. We select our fresh chicken parts and prep our delicious sides. Then we fire up the fryers and rotisserie oven. Everything is made with tasty local herbs, spices, and the same long-loved recipe since 1968. So, when you come in, remember that we uphold our culture and our taste just for you. We are your Royal Castle.
Namaste. I am Pandit Jairam, 3580103 from Trinidad and Tobago. If you are facing any kind of problem in life, be it planetary obstacles, delays in marriage, issue in having children, troubles in business or job, health concerns, or lack of peace of mind, I provide the right astrological guidance and remedies. Every problem has a solution according to your birth chart and planetary positions. Do not delay. Whether your issue is small or big, answer to your questions are here. Contact Pandit Jairam, 3580103, Trinidad and Tobago. The path to solving your problems begins today.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78 Bamboo Settlement number 2 Valsane between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
All right, so we're back 20 minutes away from the hour of 7 o'clock. We got Sergeant Greenidge with us, joining us behind the badge. We have a couple things that we want to find out from him, including this police officer that has retired after the death of his mother. And there was a whole bacchanal on social media. I don't know how many of you saw it. We don't have time to run the videos, but we will explain you what took place in terms of this police officer not being satisfied with the way that the police treated with this matter concerning his mother, and we'll get some information from Greenidge on that because DCP Martin did put out a statement on it, and there are a lot of videos on social media with the man talking about it, boy. All right, so Greenidge is there? Please tell me, Greenidge, eh? Oh, Lord have mercy. Greenidge, I ain't lying, you know. But I'll give you all some information on it. Gentlemen, this is the The cop resigns. You could give me that headline. Yeah, just put that up while we're waiting on Greenidge here. Because I read it anyway to give people information. So Police Constable Russell Bidesi says he is done with the police service, having dropped off his badge at the Cedros police station on September the 26th. He said his decision stemmed from the police's handling of his mother's death. Bidesi of Cedros first announced his decision in a now viral social media video saying he had handed in his badge. He recalled telling officers on duty, "I don't want to be part of this entity again." He said he asked them to book him in as a police officer and book him out as a civilian. According to Bidesi, the next day the police came to his home to collect his uniform. And he said, quote, "They could not come to look for my mother. They could not come when she was missing, but they come for the uniform," he vented. The body of his mother was found at Clifton Hill Beach, Point Fortin, on September the 24th, the morning after she was reported missing. All right? And police investigators believe she may have taken her own life as her body was discovered with a length of rope around her neck. But the son, Bidesi, the officer, insists that she was murdered and has alleged corruption within the police service. So, if Greenidge is there, oh, jeez, honey, just Greenidge. Greenidge lead this morning, boy. Look how long we organized it, Greenidge, right? The police always late, why? He's still not there yet? Greenidge, well, Greenidge, how the police always late, so upon your camera. I know all in custom the camera, you know.
It connected about 10 different links at the same time.
Oh, all right. So, Greenidge, morning to you.
Good morning, Stefan.
All right, so I just read part of the story with this police officer that resigned from the police service, citing that the police, he wasn't satisfied with the way that the police handled the matter with his mother, and, you know, he resigned, and he went to social media. He has been making videos. I have seen about 4 or 5 videos from him. Now, it seems as if well, obviously, with the loss of any parent or any loss of life, people grieve, and it does affect them mentally. I do not know if that is the situation that has occurred here, but he seems to be convinced that his mother was murdered, whereas the police are saying that this was a suicide. What is the information coming out from the TTPS on this matter?
Stefan, well, I am.
Model volume on Greenidge, yeah.
As you may be aware, Ms. Suzette Martin, the Deputy Commissioner, would have put out a media briefing on the issue.
Right.
A statement. What we need to take into cognizance is usually one of the first telltale signs of grief is shame and blame.
All right.
Right, we all have difficulty in accepting the circumstances or the situation that would have in fact led to our grief, and we respond. I think it's a situation, it's a sad and unfortunate situation that this young officer has found himself in, and a position of empathy ought to be a stance of empathy ought to be undertaken at this time.
Okay.
However, when it comes to the circumstances of surrounding him, the death of his mother, of course, we can't speak on that because it's still an open investigation.
Yeah.
Right, and so, of course, we would see where the evidence take us in terms of the physical evidence, and we hope that, I know that assistance was offered to him. I cannot say up to this time if he would have accepted the assistance offered by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Right.
But we do have a social welfare department that offers counseling and support for police officers who may have found themselves in any situation ranging from family issues to traumatic experiences on the job.
Okay, because I also saw a video. Well, let me not say I saw a video. I heard a video because the whole screen is black during the exchange between him and the inspector of the police station. And I won't get into the back and forth, but one of the things that stood out there is that the inspector, he said that the inspector in some group chat proposed that he get psychologically evaluated, which did not come across, apparently, it didn't come across good with him at all. I think this is before the mother's death, right? So my question to you is this, because you would have heard that video as well, I'm very sure, the exchange between
Yes,
him,
I did.
right. And the whole issue to me, it was that he was applying for some leave, the application was rejected, he said he had his daughter, some emergency to deal with his daughter, whatever. And he felt disrespected in our group chat because the inspector suggested that he gets psychologically evaluated. Now, my thing is this. Outside of officers coming into the police service, because we know there are some requirements, and psychological evaluation is one, how often are police officers psychologically evaluated while in the service?
So as I said before, as you're aware, a psychometric exam is one of the requirements for entry into the service.
Right.
We also have a performance appraisal system that speaks of your supervisor identifying your shortcomings and your challenges. And of course, based on that, if one is falling short in terms of performance, there are several avenues in which a supervisor can explore getting you the support you need to enhance or increase your performance. Right? It can range from courses to, of course, counseling. We can recommend that you go to the same social welfare department of the Trinidad Police Service and get counseling and support to treat with whatever the issue may be that is in fact impacting your decrease in performance.
Okay. All right. So there are avenues that can be exhausted if needed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I wanna. Well, we only have we have limited time this morning, but we had some other things that we have to talk about. But in the paper this morning, I see a headline here. I don't know if you've seen it for the morning yet. It's on page 5 of the news today, where angry villagers are saying that they called the police after seeing a gunman. A father of one was shot dead. I'll just read you a little piece of it because I am all now familiarizing myself with it. There was anger in Williamsville on Tuesday with residents slamming the police, saying, had officers responded in a timely manner to reports of a gunman seen lurking in the area, it may have prevented a father of one being gunned down in broad daylight as he was awaiting transport to go to work. Alan Samaru, age 40, was fatally shot around 7:05 a.m. while standing at the side of the road at the junction at the end of Esmeralda Road in Riversdale. Reports are that Samaru was shot multiple times, including in the head, and he died at the scene. Now, I did not, this morning I kind of speed through the papers, so I didn't get into the part on whether or not there was well, it doesn't appear that there was an altercation. I don't know if he had some kind of beef with the gunman, and the gunman come looking for him, or whatever the case might be. But the issue here, this happened at 7:05 a.m. We're in a state of emergency still. Secondly, the villagers are saying that if the police responded in a timely manner, that this could have been or may have been prevented, right? Because they did spot the gunman, they made the report, and apparently, and the police did not show up on time. That seems to be one of the issues that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has to deal with in terms of public confidence, is response time and prevention rather than cure. Any thoughts on this in terms of the response time? What is a reasonable response time when, persons do call the police?
So I can't give a precise time at this time in terms of a reasonable response time.
Okay, because there are certain circumstances that may have to be considered.
Right, exactly. Right. Yeah. It's situational. there are a lot of different contributing factors that can, in fact, impact on our response time.
Right.
That may not be the only situation, and of course, I'm being speculative here. That may not have been the only situation the officers would have had to treat with at that specific time, right? They could have been responding to something else at the time and making every effort to get to that point. I could give an example of my work experience, even as recent as yesterday. I was attending a meeting at the Arima North Secondary School yesterday, and I was an urgent community meeting in the Wallafield area. Right, when we were about to leave Arima North, another parent and student arrived, and we had to finish that intervention before we got to Wallafield. Now, had we gotten to Wallafield and there were an escalated situation there, the residents, of course, will have all reason to say that had we gotten on time, the situation would not have escalated. But the fact of the matter is we're already on one report treating with that. And of course, you have to complete that before moving on. Right? So, again, one of the main response to trauma is shame and blame. Right? And of course, even from a biblical perspective, if I'm to go that way, when Lazarus died, his sisters was telling Christ, had he been there on time, the brother would have lived. Right? So shame and blame is in our DNA to treat with whatever trauma or hurt we're going through initially.
Well,
right? I cannot say at this time the reason for which the officers may not have responded in the time in which the public wanted them to. So everything we say at this point will just be speculative, but it could have been legitimate reasons as to why they could not respond at that point in time.
Well, I now see part of the article here where it says they spoke to a villager, right? And the villager said, quote, "It was my father who saw the man around 6 a.m. But an hour earlier, other people, at least 3, saw a man making his way through the bushes along the river, holding a flashlight and heading towards the road." The villager added that a report was made to police via 999 around 6:30 a.m. All right? So at 6 a.m., this person's father spotted the gunman. An hour earlier, other villagers spotted the gunman. But the hour earlier, nobody made the call yet. It is only at 6:30, so an hour and a half had passed, right? Between the first sighting and the second sighting, and the actual call being made, right? An hour and a half passed. I work in the timeline here. So they made a report to 999 around 6:30 a.m., and it was reported that an unknown man was acting suspiciously in the bushes. The villagers showed Newsday the call logs from the relative's cell phone, which showed an incoming call from Gasparillo police station at 6:31 a.m., which lasted 3 minutes and 41 seconds. And the villagers said the relative was not given any indication from the police that a unit was being sent to investigate. However, after Samaru was gone down and his body lay on the road, calls to the same police station was met with the assurance that officers were on their way. And this is why they're saying, had the Gasparillo police responded at the time before, at 6:30, and gotten there, the shooting took place at 7:05 a.m. We're talking about 35 minutes here. Now, my thing is this. I do not know if the campaign has changed, the see something, say something campaign, but this is the thing. When people see something and they say something, they're going to expect that the police are going to respond in a timely manner. I'm just saying, right? And I understand everything that you just saw there, but what I'm saying is things like this that hurts campaigns like that and public confidence. And I mean, this is happening under a state of emergency.
I agree, Stefan. Of course, again, we do not know the circumstances under which the officers may not have been able to respond in the timing in which the public would have won. And I also wanted to take some, again, some variables based on the report made, that possibilities. The gentleman is walking down a riverbank with the firearm. Usually there'll be a game of hide and seek with law enforcement if somebody has an intention to do something illegal or nefarious.
Right.
Right. So again, as recent as this week, we had a gentleman stolen our house. When the police arrived, he disappeared. When the police left, he returned. Right. So without knowing all the facts and the situation, and I'm certain our commissioner of police is aware of the situation, and there will be some level, some probe into it to understand what may or may not have gone wrong in that situation.
Okay.
But anything else we say at this point would, of course, be speculative.
Speculation. All right.
Without having all the facts.
Well, I wanna move on to something else very quickly here. Fellas, you could put up the armed forces for me, the armed forces headline. Greenidge, you would have seen this. Police arrested 2 people in the Central Division after finding a gun, a quantity of ammunition, and marijuana in a targeted intelligence-led operation in the Central Division between 7 p.m. on September 25th and 3 a.m. on September 26th. And according to police, officers from the National Special Operations Unit received information about illegal guns and ammunition. They intercepted a white Nissan AD wagon along Caroni South Bank Road, St. Helena. The vehicle was driven by a 27-year-old laborer from El Carmen Village, St. Helena, and the lone passenger was a 19-year-old, unemployed Spanish national from Ross Trace, St. Helena. All right? The officers searched the driver's residence under Section 12 of the Emergency Powers Regulations, and the police found a black Fuerzas Armadas de Venezuela pistol, 2 loaded magazines containing a total of 22 rounds of 9mm ammunition and a quantity of marijuana. Right, so Greenidge, this is a Venezuelan armed forces gun that was found in St. Helena. And it was found in the possession of a 19-year-old unemployed Spanish national. I don't know if you're familiar with that type of firearm.
No, I'm not familiar with the brand. Right. Of course, it was said in Spanish, so.
Yes, so I mean, I don't know, I'm really not familiar with it either. But I mean, this is the first headline I've seen, that I have seen. I don't know if you could confirm. Have there been Venezuela armed forces firearms being seized by police? Is this a regular thing or this is a one-off?
Stefan, I can't say. Right? We are aware. I think we will take judicial notice on the fact that most of the firearms ending up on the streets of Trinidad and Tobago are in fact coming from the mainland. And right. Again, it speaks of managing our borders.
Right.
Right. Year in, year out, we are seeing a significant increase in terms of seizures by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service of these firearms. But we can only treat with the issue when the firearms are already here.
Exactly.
Right. Corruption and crime is a societal issue worldwide. So, of course, we do not know the circumstances under which that firearm would have left, according to report, Venezuela, to get here. But we are aware that most of the firearms on our streets are, in fact, coming from the mainland.
All right, but
additionally, what I want to mention is there has been some uproar and discussion in terms of the amount of, for want of a better phrase, firefights the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is engaging with criminal elements in the public in terms of the unfortunate fatal shootings that we find ourselves involved in. But I always say, sometimes life is about maths and statistics.
Yes.
And the fact of the matter is, the more firearms on the streets, the higher the chances or the risk of police officers entering gunfights, right? Because, of course, if a criminal has a firearm in his possession and his intention is to avoid capture by any means, it will turn into an engagement with the police. And usually it ends up unfortunate for that person from the public, that criminal, whoever it is. Right? So the more firearms we see there, the higher the the statistics or the chances of being engaged by the police is.
I think
So
we should
one
say
of the main
illegal
issues is
firearms.
really-
The more
yes.
illegal firearms.
Illegal firearms. We're talking about criminals here and the firearms infiltrating the country illegally.
Yeah.
Right? So something has to be done in terms of the firearms getting on the streets. I think we have to find some proactive precautionary measure to minimize the amount of firearms entering the country illegally.
I think it's
Right.
also a worrying fact that the person in possession of this firearm is 19 years old and unemployed, and in Trinidad and Tobago.
Right, we are seeing that trend throughout. That is a lot of our young people are finding themselves involved in crime and criminality at this time, right? From a personal standpoint, I think there ought to be stiffer legislation, even draconian legislation, when it comes to adults involving juveniles in gang activity and criminal activities as a deterrent to protect our young people.
Right. I don't think anybody would have a problem with that. But
I
just
think
fine.
We need to because from our experience, gang recruitment is starting even at the primary school level now.
Yeah.
Right. So by the time a young man is 19, as indicated in the report, he may be a veteran in terms of gang activities and criminality.
Correct.
And unless we put things in place to protect our young people from that, the precedents will get worse and worse.
All right, and I just want to mention something real quickly here, just finally here, we just got a few minutes. You mentioned persons engaging in shootouts with police, or engaging the police, and the police have to use force, right? So they're going to fire back. And there was also a story 3 days ago where a robbery suspect slipped the police. The robbery suspect headline, guys, it's a very short story. A suspected robber escaped police after they tried to stop him on September the 27th. Police said at about 11 a.m. on September 27th, officers of the Port of Spain Task Force were on roving patrol duty when they spotted the driver of a white Honda Vezel on the corner of Frederick and Prince Street. The man is allegedly wanted in Tobago for several robberies. The officers intercepted the vehicle and ordered the driver to stop. But here they say, the driver drew a gun and aimed it at the police. Officers responded by firing in the suspect's direction. The suspect sped off in the vehicle, but officers were unable to capture him. Now, the vehicle was found in a car abandoned in the Beetham area, and it was taken to the Beswan Street Police Station for processing. So, Greenidge, a few things jump out at me here in this article. We are 4 minutes past your 7 o'clock, so a little behind time. There are a few things that jump out here. One, there's 11 a.m. in the day. Two, corner of Prince and Frederick, very, very busy area in the heart of Port of Spain. Three, they stopped the suspect who drew a gun and pointed it at the police. Four, the police had to engage in a shootout with the suspect while he was fleeing the scene in that high traffic area with pedestrians and people in Port of Spain. Four, we're in a state of emergency, right? So while we could say that the murder rate has gone down and crime, and yes, crime and the murder rate has gone down, but it's gone down under the state of emergency with the police having the extra powers that they have. Although it feels like normal circumstances because we're not under no curfew. But these things still continue to happen. But that being said, the fact that this man could pull a firearm and point it at the police, from a police officer's perspective, what does that say about the current state of affairs of crime in the country?
So for as you rightfully said, we have a significant decrease in serious crimes and homicides at this time. Once again, I think I explained it, I wasn't sure if it's your program. We are using the SIP approach, suppression, intervention, prevention. So the intention is to have that heavy police presence, and eventually it will become normal for persons to act a certain way, right? You know, the general rule about our behavior patterns is if you do the same thing for I think 21 days, it becomes a habit, right? So if we under a state of emergency and the police are engaging for this lengthy period, the quality of life and the routines we see now will become normal at some point. Then we focus on intervention and prevention. When it comes to the incident itself specifically, the criminal element always has the advantage in a situation like that because they have the luxury of shooting indiscriminately. They don't care who they hit, who they don't hit. They can shoot, as I said, indiscriminately. As a police officer, you always have to consider backdrop selection, justification, collateral damage in terms of civilians and property. So, of course, you have a lot of things going through your mind before you actually engage, right? You have to ensure that when you do engage, it is above reproach, right? So we are always at the disadvantage, especially as you rightfully said, in that very busy area for pedestrian traffic and so on. Right. So all these factors would come into play in terms of police responding effectively when it comes to the use of lethal force or responding to an imminent threat.
Okay. All right. But we're out of time. But I got to thank you for joining us this morning, as usual, Greenidge.
My pleasure.
Yeah, it's a good sport. I went easy on you this morning because we have time. But I nothing.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. All right, Greenidge. Until next week, man.
All right. Be safe.
Yeah, man. Cool. So that is Sergeant Greenidge on the inside there. As we go to the break, I want to remind you about the Keolic range of products. It's backed by science, has over 900 scientific research and clinical trials, and it's made from the aged garlic extract. We're talking about the Keolic Cleanse and Digestion, the Keolic Cholesterol Health, products like the Keolic Total Heart Health, the Circulation Health, the Blood Pressure Health, and the Keo Green Powder Drink Mix. We also have the Keodophilus Probiotics, so make sure and check it and pick it up at a pharmacy or health store across the country. And for more information, you can WhatsApp 728-0338. That is 728-0338. Also, Safety Rigging and Lifting Services Limited. I have to remind you about that as well, because they have over 2 decades in experience in rigging and lifting operations in the construction, oil and gas industry. And services are available for offshore and land process gas maintenance for projects, shutdowns, turnarounds, etc. So some of their specialized services include like lifting and rigging awareness training, supervision and coverage during planned projects and TARs, policy review and development, site visits both on land and offshore. And they also offer expert guidance and support ensuring safety, efficiency and compliance with industry standards, regulations and legislation. Now, their services are not limited to Trinidad and Tobago. They can also provide these services in the Caribbean, South America, the Caribbean and South American region as well. So for more information, all you need to do is contact them on 868-774-1498, or you can visit their website, safetyriggingandliftingconsultancy.com. All right, so make sure and check them out. With that, we take a break. When we come back, we're going to go back to the phone lines. Breakfast Shed. The tenants want to sue. Stay tuned.
Namaste. I am Pandit Jairam, 3580103 from Trinidad and Tobago. If you are facing any kind of problem in life, be it planetary obstacles, delays in marriage, issue in having children, troubles in business or job, health concerns, or lack of peace of mind, I provide the right astrological guidance and remedies. Every problem has a solution according to your birth chart and planetary positions. Do not delay. Whether your issue is small or big, answer to your questions are here. Contact Pandit Jairam, 3580103, Trinidad and Tobago. The path to solving your problems begins today.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerators parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Why just manage disease when you can reverse it? At Setwaya's Holistic Health Clinic, we don't just mask symptoms, we focus on reversing illness naturally. Imagine freedom from medications and the cycle of dependence. Our approach dives deep into uncovering root causes without herbs, tonics, or medications. From diabetes and heart disease to mental health, obesity, and more, our personalized care is transforming lives. Ready to begin? Book your consultation today, either in our San Fernando office or online. Call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. Your health journey starts now at Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, where transformation is within reach.
Open Minds Education, Trinidad and Tobago. Hear me now. Click in, level up. School up on your phone, you know.
Learn today, lead tomorrow. We're ready for your growth. Farm 5, C6, adult class, take the oath. No traffic, no stress, just log in and post. Open Minds Education, TNT we both.
You want pass exam? Cool, we sort that. Replay the lesson till the knowledge lock back. Real teacher with feedback, no copy, no chat.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Lisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
All right, so we're back. 14 minutes past the hour, 7 o'clock. I only have a few minutes to do this, so let's go. Put up the breakfast shed tenants to me. They are looking to file a lawsuit over the closure of breakfast shed. They're demanding $6 million in compensation. Now, I was trying to find out yesterday, but nobody seemed to have a number for the Unicode chairman, Shankar Bidesi. I do have a number for him. But I was trying to get it from a few people. I messaged a few people and they didn't have a number for him. I was trying to find out what is the rent. When the lady called yesterday and said $400, is that $400 per day amongst all the vendors? Or is it $400 per day each stall? Because if it's $400 per day each stall, that is about $11,000 a month a stall paying. And if you have 12 stalls, well, all they could multiply 11 by 12, right? Like over $100 and something thousand a month. So I don't think it is that. I read another article in another newspaper where I think it was LaHunt, Robert LaHunt, he stated that the rent there is about $20,000 a month. I still think that's too high. Now, it's interesting, this article, and I'll tell you why. Tenants of the breakfast shed have threatened legal action against Udicott, accusing the state agency of unlawfully closing their businesses and failing to honor commitments dating back 2 decades. In a pre-action letter sent to Udicott's chairman and board of directors on September 29th, attorneys representing the co-owners alleged that CEO Tamika Charles misled both the board and the public by denying that eviction notices were issued. So they're saying that the board has been misled by this person. And the attorneys claimed that Charles bullied, intimidated, and hounded vendors, forcing them to shut down operations under duress. Now, the vendors are demanding $6 million in outstanding compensation. Now, this is where the ball really swings, it swings. All right? So, the vendors are demanding $6 million in outstanding compensation, which they said was promised in 2005 under then Prime Minister Patrick Manning. We're going to resurrect Patrick Manning now, eh? According to the letter, Udicott initially offered $500,000 per displaced cook, but only paid $100,000, leaving a $400,000 shortfall per vendor. All right? Now, this is when they moved them from where they were to where they are. Apparently, each vendor was supposed to get $500,000. I don't know why, but anyway. The issue is that only $100,000 out of $500,000 was paid. So each vendor is owed $400,000. And apparently that is what they're suing for. Okay? Lord have mercy. The saga continues. Let me just check our message here before I move on and take the calls. I know I have a message from a very, very good source here. I should have just messaged you, He knows who he is. I'll get the number for Mr. Bedesi. So I will call him after the show. I'll see if I get on to him. And I just want to find out some of the specifics here as it relates to what is taking place here. But, of course, we have the Dragon Gas deal back on the table. And we have this issue as well. We heard from Greenidge and some of the things that he had to say. So many things up for discussion. But, we have limited time because we got Pastor John coming up at 7:35. Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
I wanted to ask Greenidge this question.
Sure.
If the police service is capable of doing fingerprinting, because plenty times I watching vehicles being scrapped, right? People fingerprint will be on a vehicle. And if they just catch anybody, because plenty time will they be seeing this. Our next issue, you see these set of derelict vehicles in them police station and them, especially in the area where I live.
Yeah.
Right, Stefan? And then again, you see this talk shop that TV6 will be carrying on. Police officers need to come on that station and account for all them investigation that ongoing for donkey years and we're not hearing nothing about. Thank you, look on and listening.
All right, cool, man. No problem. No problem. Oh, God, I missed that call. Let me see if no, I wouldn't be able to call back because I have a call coming in here. Good, boy. Try the call back, but, boy, the way this phone is ring. Hello, good morning. Morning. Go ahead. I'm hardly hearing you.
Yeah, just want to say that pension comes to the poor people, man. We have no pension in the bank.
Yeah, that's because, all right. I'll pull up the article in a little bit and I'll give you the information on that.
See, we could say, let me know what's going on. Everyone line up, find out what's going on, brother.
All right, no problem. No problem.
Okay, brother. Thank you,
Yeah, that's the pension issue. I had to get Van Dana on the phone, Let me see if I get Van Dana, But I wouldn't be able to do that now, I'll be able to get the information from you all and for you all during the course of the show. I'll message her in the break and see if I get a response. But there was an article in the paper speaking to that man. I just had to go back further, Oh God, there was an article speaking to that in the paper. Morning. I'll get you that call back here. Morning.
Morning, Stefan.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
I've
Share your
been looking
thoughts.
I
Whatever
listened
it
to the
is.
show since morning, and two things. One, I want to deal with the police thing. The real problem is the tardiness of the police when they're called. Let me give you a living example of that. I had an instance at my corner with someone where the first thing that came to my head is to go and deal with him. Thank God I decided to call the police. When I called the police, what they did was this. Call me back and tell me, ask me all kind of stupidness and then tell me they're on the scene. Now, the scene is just a few minutes from, not even a minute from me. And they call from a landline. So how could they have been on the scene? You know?
Right.
And I live in an area where we're surrounded with police stations. And, you know, there have been a set of crowds going down El Socorro Road. Nothing, you don't see the police at all. But you'll see 4 or 5 of them in the morning lining by the corner. The other thing too, you know, with regard to these people at the breakfast shed, there's a thinking between these people who have these places. And this is because, again, there's another place up by the market, there's in Charlotte Street, where they have a lot of vendors. Their thinking is this, and one vendor said it, Eric Williams, give me that. So that whole thinking that they could be there free. The fella said everybody knew it. Even my wife would tell me when she was working in the bank, his thing. When they was looking to evict him off the road, he moved all his equipment out of the place and was there. So in case they come to take it, he had it. So it's a thinking with these people that they must not pay.
All right.
You see? So we have to deal with this kind of thing.
All right, no problem.
Anyway, I'll call you again and we'll talk on that.
All right, no problem. Yeah, man. All right, I'll win again. Morning.
Morning.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
The police always make an excuse. The thing about it is they have to be strategically located the same way they do that for when people speeding on the road. And the police only have one vehicle and only have one response group. They have CCTV cameras that have all over the place. So when people see something and they say something, they're supposed to respond in a particular time, whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes. The pursuit of criminals is very, very poor, and they have nobody actually know how to charge. So basically, the police needs to be retrained, and they need to organize themselves different. We're in a state of emergency, and all of these things still happening. The police system really and truly, people have lost confidence. While we now regain some confidence in the commissioner, the managers of the police service has to be retrained, so they will get the people under their command to do their jobs. It's not happening. The police failing, and they're failing miserably, man. And in the schools, I'm going to say it again. If you don't have police clubs inside where the children will be able to assist, police youth clubs to assist the officers, or they have the guides and the scouts to assist the officers and call into action when unnecessary, when it's needed, then we will never end this school violence, and there must be consequences. You have to expel these children and send them for counseling. If these things don't happen, that school violence is going to continue because nobody has respect for the police. You have a good day.
All right, yeah. No, that's true. I mean, the mere fact that the police could have stopped that fella in town there and he pulled a gun and pointed at them, it speaks volumes to where we are in terms of the uniform and respect for the uniform. Morning.
Stefan, I just want to tell this thing quick on the Venezuelan issue, right? You know, there's another side in America where you have this man, what they call Richard Bonnell, that he's a special envoy for the special mission, right? And he does deal with Venezuela, like even the president of Venezuela, where they're exchanging prisoners and things like that, you know, and for the oil deal, right? So you have a good side of Venezuela, and Rubio's side is the side what's dealing with Mondero as a narco terrorist, right? So it have a double side that taking place, right? So don't feel, well, just because he's a narco terrorist, that they are dealing with him good on the other side. Because if they lift some of these sanctions, they're getting too much influx of Venezuelans coming into America. So you have to understand how the system works. That's what I have to tell you this moment.
All right, yeah, no problem. We're going again. I'll probably be able to squeeze about 2 more. Let me see if I can squeeze 2 more. Stefan, the only thing which will change confidence levels in the TTPS is body cameras. Well, I think body cameras is one solution, one part of a solution, but I don't think that is the be-all and end-all. You know, I think there are other things that the police need to do. Morning. Morning.
Morning, Stefan.
Hi, morning. Go ahead. Share your thoughts.
Good morning, Stefan. I'm 68 years, right? Since I'm young, right? You're hearing about the people calling the police, right?
Yeah.
And they will tell you we only have one vehicle. We can't come right now. But as the person die, you know, they're coming quick.
Quick, yeah.
So what Pitt was saying this morning, you know?
Well,
That
Greenidge
is something
actually,
been going on
Greenidge.
for years.
Yeah, Greenidge
It's going
and
on
not Pitt.
for years,
Yeah.
and they need to do something about that, right? Because how they want people to have confidence in them, right? When they ain't coming at all. How they want you to have confidence in them.
Okay.
So they need to do something about that. Thank you.
No problem. I just messaged Minister Mohit here. I'll actually try and call her. Let me see what time it is, 7:27. Man, I could call her minister at 7:27. Why not? To find out about the pension. I'll see if I get an answer from her in terms of, you know, before the end of the show. If not, I will get the information for you for tomorrow. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Stefano. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we have to take a little time because I from the A1 wanted 4 departments to get fixed: police service, army, coast guard, and the police and other top departments who control in Trinidad and Tobago. But what I'm saying, coming with the police department, let me tell you, Colin, those people have a disease, and that disease must cut. And unless they cut that disease, that will stay right. So look, for instance, there was a robbery right about 4 or 5 houses around, and when I call and let them know that the robbery is going, they want to know how much people there. They want to know if they have gun. How the hell are I going to know if they have gun? You understand what I mean? And doing it so I couldn't take the kind of question they're asking me. I tell them, you were supposed to come and check and do some kind of thing. I put on the phone, they call me back and ask me, tell me why I put on. I said, because I can't give you the information that you want. You want to tell me if they have gun or if they have gun. How I don't know if all them kind of things. So those kind of nasty habit and styling will have to stop directly in the police service. We can't take that more, and this is something will go on unless somebody come out and do something about it. Because people are suffering. You understand what I mean? Have a nice day.
All right, no problem. Minister is responding right now. So I'll be able to give you all a little information depending on what she sends to me. So, okay. Okay, I'll get in some information for you all on the pension issue. I'll take this final caller. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Stefan.
Hi, morning. Go ahead.
A blessed morning to you again, Stefan. Some of the comments that most of the callers or some of the callers are making, where the police don't like to respond, and Mr. Greenidge and them like to pick up for them too much. How could you correct a child if he's doing wrong and you're not correcting him? They need to check up on these police, and then they never have a vehicle to come when you call in with an urgent matter. And this is the reason why we have them there to protect and serve. But they don't like to do their jobs. They're always making some excuse. This is not good. And I hope Mr. Guevara could see how many vans each station have. And when you call, hello, all the vans gone out? All the vans gone out on patrol? Well, if all the patrolling make a shortcut somewhere and come when somebody make a complaint, man. It's time they get up and they act, man. That is stupidness. Okay? So you have a good day and continue to showcase what is going on in this country. And I want to say congratulations to the UNC. When UNC win, everybody wins. Everything takes time. Let us hold our horses. We suffer for 9 years. Suffering is over now. Praise
All right,
God.
no problem.
Have a good day.
Yes, dear. All right, just now, hold on. I gotta go to the break. I gotta get to Pastor John. All right, so I've always known Minister Mohit, Vandana Mohit, to be a person that is very efficient. Okay? So, for those of you who have been calling in and you want to know about your pension check, the minister will put out an update today Because what happened, I'm giving all the information, all you pay attention, so all you know. So when all you get the update, all you get a further update today, okay? But Vandana Mohit, she don't play around. All right? I have worked with her in terms of the Christmas party with cerebral palsy, and people who come to her constituency, she as a MP, they know when they go to that constituency of she's getting done. All right? So I just want to say that. This is very, the first response she told me here said, any update on, I said people are calling and asking about the pension, because this is like the second day that we've had that occur. Her first response is that she would give an update today, but real stress. She said, what happened? NIB, who prints the checks for the Ministry of Social Development and Family Services, they had a breakdown, right? In the machine that prints the checks, it broke down, okay? They ordered the part. The part came yesterday. Now this is the part where, all relax. The part came yesterday, however, it was the wrong part. So they would have ordered the part, whomever placed the order from NIB, I would imagine the technician or whoever came in, they would have ordered the part came yesterday, was the wrong part. So I would imagine that now they've already reordered for the correct part. They will send that back and get the correct part for the machine. Or she may have an alternative plan in place because she would not want people. I know Vandana. Vandana didn't want people to be waiting on the pension and the disability and that kind of thing. Right? She's one person. Like I say, she don't play. You see, when it comes to people in need and that kind of thing, she ain't playing games. So I know that she probably working on some other plan rather than just waiting on this part to get in. But she will give the update today. All right? And she now telling me, she said, boy, I'm on my phone 24/7. Because I have been messaging her, but on something else. Because we had the Christmas party coming up on December the 13th. So usually I get, I get help with the cerebral palsy issue. So I was messaging her to find out, a few things. And we haven't been, she hasn't been communicating with me yet on that issue because I know she have this issue to deal with. So my thing on the back burner, and I know if she don't respond is a cool scene. Eventually, we will get to that. But in terms of your pension checks, that is the situation, unfortunately. All right? The machine had a breakdown. They ordered the part, the wrong part came. They have to get the right part now. The minister will give an update a little bit later on this morning or this afternoon, and you're going to get more information on that and see if she has a backup plan or alternative plan in order to get those checks printed. Okay? So just wait on the update, wait on what wait to hear what she has to say, and then we move forward from there. Okay? But if anybody's going to get it done for you, it's Vandana Mohit. I can guarantee you that. All right, so we got to take a break. As we go to the break, let me see here. As we go to the break very quickly here, Ignites. So Ignites Clinic, of course, one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean, and they offer that dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prolozone therapy, halotherapy, nutritional programs, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. They also offer consultation services, including live blood analysis, sport injuries, heart disease, supplements, detox programs, knee, shoulder, back pain, and more. And you can visit them at any one of their 3 locations, Trin City, Chaguanas, and Tobago. And you can give them a call on 640-8985 or 613-7571. You could also WhatsApp them on 493-9196 or email them at edenightsdistributors@gmail.com. Stay tuned. When we come back, Pastor John is up next.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Welcome to South Point Hotel Barbados, your gateway to a luxury oasis of tranquility, comfort, and impeccable service. Nestled along the popular south coast of Barbados, South Point Hotel is a true haven for those seeking relaxation, rejuvenation, and unforgettable experiences. From the moment you arrive, you'll be enveloped by an ambiance of serenity that effortlessly blends with the stunning flora and fauna surrounding you. The accommodations are spacious, elegant, and thoughtfully designed to ensure maximum comfort. Each room offers a perfect retreat where you can unwind, rejuvenate, and be pampered with the exceptional service of attentive staff. Indulge in the extraordinary at Driftwood, the in-house restaurant where culinary excellence meets coastal charm. Driftwood's menu is a celebration of fresh, local ingredients, expertly crafted to create a dining experience that will take your palate on a delightful gastronomic journey the Bajan way. Whether you're here to relax by the pool, enjoy a delicious meal, or explore the enchanting beaches nearby, every moment at South Point Hotel is crafted to exceed your expectations. Book your stay today and immerse yourself in the luxury oasis that South Point Hotel offers. Discover a destination where every detail is thoughtfully curated for your enjoyment. South Point Hotel Barbados, creating memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, email them at reservations@southpointhotelbarbados.com or call 1246-424-7744 or check out the website www.southpointbarbados.com.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Leisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Leisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Leisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Open minds education, Trinidad and Tobago. Hear me now. Click in, level up. School up on your phone, you know.
Learn today, lead tomorrow. We're ready for your growth. Farm 5C6 adult class, take the oath. No traffic, no stress, just log in and post. Open minds education, TNT we both.
You want pass exam? Cool, we start that. Replay the lesson till the knowledge lock back. Real teacher with feedback, no copy, no chat.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsain, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
All right, so we're back on Breaking Dawn, 19 minutes away from the hour of 8 o'clock. And in the next 15 minutes, or for the next 15 minutes, we got Pastor John with us. I don't know if he's coming out of New York or if he's on his tour, but we'll find out where he is. Let's bring him in now.
New York.
You're in New York. All right, so Pastor John is in New York. Morning, Pastor John. Welcome to the program again. And what are we talking about this morning?
I'm talking about the human body have the ability to heal itself.
The human body and the ability to heal itself. Just now, Let me get a little volume on him now. Very low.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you now. Go ahead.
Yes. The body heals itself. It's called cells activation. The ability to activate your own cells that you, for example, this is just an example. You hear people making GLP-1 for people with diabetes, or perhaps they're giving you insulin or different type of medication, or perhaps they want to lose weight, and they make stuff that there's so much lawsuits against them because they're foreign substances. Here's the kicker. Everybody has a GLP-1 hormone that if you learn to activate it, your body now could reduce the weight, with your diabetes can regulate itself. It is called cells activation.
Okay.
Like you take 2 cells, the sperm and the egg, to get a woman impregnated, but 9 months, you don't go back and put them together again. 9 months time, that keep developing and make a full human being for itself. And the milk the mother have in her breast is to activate the cells in the child. That's why you can get the best goat milk or the best cow milk in the world, and you can get whatever you want to make to give to the child. It can never take place of the woman's breast milk. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's why that's why they fight the power pack. Now we have better news for you. We just get approved, all clinically tested. Excuse me.
Sure.
All the products that are being given to people is clinically tested on humans.
Okay.
And human cells and human blood. So we're in a good place today to tell people, especially those who have diabetes for a long time, and they're trying all kind of stuff and they cannot get the diabetes under control. That package that we have now will reduce everything by 40%. Could you imagine that now clinically tested, your disease will reduce by 40% in 30 days?
Okay.
Oxidative stress in 30 days, 120 days, when your blood gets flushed out. Your body now has the restoration of the phagocytes, the lymphocytes, the neutrophils to restore itself. So the ability of the body healing itself is alive and well. I just came back to Naturopathic Convention, and the professors went even deeper into the cells activations. I felt like I went to school again to come and teach people how to live a healthier and better life. That is how you recover from cancer. If you learn how to reactivate your cells, how you recover from diabetes, if you have arthritis, everything that you need for healing, it's in your body. Collagen is in your system. All you need to do is to take the power pack I'm giving you to reactivate it so it could heal itself.
Okay.
It's not an outside source. So when the cells is broken, just think about Humpy Dumpy. I think I talked about that before. When you break an egg, if the egg break in many, many pieces, ask some people when they try to fry an egg and see when they crack it. They can't even crack it in two. The only man I know crack an egg in two was a guy named Leo in Belmont. When I was a little boy, that man was good. Nothing never spill on him. But no, seriously, Belmont Bread by Umbala says the supermarket. We used to go out. Those days you used to eat shark, bacon, shark, and fry egg and all kind of stuff. That's the only man that break an egg in two and never spill nothing.
Right.
Everybody try to break an egg and break up in pieces. So the key factor today is how you mend those pieces again.
Okay.
Break up into fragmentation. So think about somebody sick. Just think about an egg. If they could find something that could bring back all the pieces of egg together and make it whole again, then Humpy Dumpy could be good.
I hear you.
No, I'm trying to convey to my listeners the simplest illustration or analogy to them to understand what a broken cell is.
Yeah, yeah.
The next example I could give, you have a small fire, a little few pieces of wood, you can take a garden hose and out it. But if the house is on fire, no garden hose can out a fire.
Yeah.
You need more. You need a fire brigade. You need heavy pressure of water. Thousands upon thousands of gallons of water, if not millions, to out the fire, to stop the fire from the house is burning or the building is burning.
Right.
And no Trinidad, they can't tell me, oh, we in Trinidad, we don't have no fire brigade. And the fire brigade is everywhere in every world. Sometimes people have fire, unfortunately. But that kind of fire, you need aggression. That's why when I was sick with cancer, I had a radical problem and I needed a radical solution for it. And that's the message I'm giving the people today. With this message, I become your best friend. Seriously.
But is it, I know we're talking about the body healing itself and cells repairing themselves, but cells do reach a point where it cannot be repaired.
If it reached the point of it reached the point whereby on a normal basis of living, it cannot be repaired. But the answer is all cells could be repaired is because of your lacking the lactobacillus and the bifidobacterium in your system. Therefore, it cannot be repaired if you decide not to go that route. If you decide to do everything and all the medications medicine is from the Bible. So the medical industry stole the word and tell it their drugs is medicine. But medicine is from the garden.
Right.
The real word of medicine come from the garden.
All right, because I'm seeing here, in terms of your cells, right? Your cells can be affected in many different ways. Some people will think poor nutrition and things like that, but there are also physical factors, right? Like trauma, extreme temperatures, stress, things like that.
Yes. All these cause enormous damage to your cell, and in our local term, is beyond repair. The only thing and only way that cells could get repaired, if you're reading it up, just Google now lactobacillus and bifidobacterium next to it, and you could start to read something different. Or ask Google to tell you how to reactivate the cells when they get damaged.
Okay.
You can ask Google to tell you anything, and they will tell you.
Right.
Because the thing in this program I'm doing here, I am dealing with the age where people could be Googling and reading this stuff what I'm telling them. Nobody have to be left out anymore. You could Google, you could read blogs, you could do whatever you want to read, but you could see it that there, if that was the case, when cells begin to die, get faulty, and it get worse and worse, nobody will ever get healed in the world.
Right.
Nobody. So the point is what you put in your body. Every time you eat or you drink, you will fight a disease or you will help a disease.
Okay. And these bad cells could lead to things like inflammation and
that's correct.
tissue damage, even cancer.
Yeah, that is correct. It creates from a mild fatigue to a life-threatening disease for the patient. So just think about, you have a country, but you have no defense force, or we call it the military in America. Just think about, you have a country that is no police department. It's like Wild Wild West, and Wild Wild West still had a sheriff.
That's
still had a sheriff.
That's
but
true.
just if there's no sheriff in town, what takes place in that world or that environment? Until now, somebody come and say, law and order.
Right.
So America crime in Chicago is going through the roof. It makes Trinidad look like a cakewalk in the park. Them boy and them is like nothing to them boys in Chicago. Then we have a president saying, you know something, it can't be solved. We go military. So it's not impossible to solve it because he did it in Washington.
Right.
The question is, what type of force you need to get it solved?
Right.
Because the police department in Washington couldn't solve the crime because those boys was running over them. But when they brought in the military people, therefore you see in Washington since it happened, not one murder. If you drop $1 on the ground, bandit telling you, boy, look your money on the ground, they ain't even taking it. They're scared to take it. But seriously, in Washington, bandit is telling people, man, you drop your money on the ground.
Yeah.
They ain't touching nothing no more in Washington.
Wow.
Because the military force came in and did a work and cleaned them up.
They clean it up.
And do it. That's the same thing with the human body.
Okay. You mentioned there, before we run out of time here, we got about 3 minutes. You mentioned that the products are now clinically approved.
Yes, and we could talk about that another day, but
maybe you could give a little brief explanation in terms of that so people understand
okay.
what is happening now as opposed to before, the process then.
All right. So you have 7,000 network marketing companies making products.
Okay.
All of them, in order to make the product, it might be good. I can't call company names and condemn nobody. But to get clinically tested, the company have to have millions of dollars, and the company that brought over our company is at Wall Street. So all their products and everything that I've been talking about now went through human testing, tested on humans, tested on human blood cells to see what's taking place.
Okay.
So now it's clinically tested. People can now know in the documents and when they take the product that did you test it on humans or test it on animals?
Oh, okay.
It's tested on humans.
Right.
So now it gets certified and the process is all 100% natural, organic. It's all vegan ready. Everything is proven and all the documents is there because it's public.
Okay.
So when something is public, even the money the company make, they have to report it on Wall Street. It's a trading company.
Right.
And as investors are now trying to get involved because they want piece of the action of the fighter powers. They have never seen anything like it when they saw it, and the scientists come and look at it.
Okay. Well, that's good.
So
I mean, that's great news. That's great news to the product, great news to you.
Yes. Yes, it is. It definitely is. And when people call, I could give them the website. They could go and read and do whatever they need to do. But it's time you understand that collagen, you don't need to take an outside source of collagen. You need to take the 13 vitamins, 16 minerals, 10 amino acid, one essential acid to activate the collagen in your body. So therefore, and the skin could get back clean and nice and everything.
Okay. All right.
All
nice
the
one.
wrinkles and you have on your face and the bags under your eyes.
We'll get rid of all of that.
Yes, we have that. We have that also.
Nice man.
So
all right.
The wrinkles, everything. Man in his 60s walking with a chick in his 20s and nobody know the difference.
All right, man. All right, so I'll tell you what, people, we'll be out of time, but you can call or WhatsApp Pastor John. It's very simple. Remember, he's out in New York, but you could WhatsApp him on 1516-286-7079. That is 1516-286-7079. You could WhatsApp message him or you could WhatsApp call him. You could place your order today. The product is now clinically proven or clinically tested. Moving forward, so we also got to remind you that the product is not intended to diagnose, treat, mitigate, cure, or prevent any disease. And, statements made about the products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. So, Pastor John, although it's clinically tested, the same, that what I just read there, not
the disclaimer have to be read?
The disclaimer still has to be read, yeah.
Yes. The FDA have not approved any type of dietary supplement. Clinically tested is a voluntary thing that a company needs to do to show what they're selling and they mean what they have in the product. Anybody can make lemonade, but until somebody tests it, they're going to know, well, your lemonade maybe have some chemicals in it, your lemonade is contaminated, that other lemonade have this or whatever. Clinically tested is to prove that there is no contaminants, no metals like thallium and arsenic and mercury. It's in the product. No pesticides, no herbicides, and how the blood is transformed within the period of time that cells need to be repaired.
Okay.
That has been done.
All right, beautiful, man. But we'll find out more about that next time, maybe. So, Pastor John, we'll see you next week, man.
Thank you.
All right.
God bless you.
That's Pastor John on the inside. We've got to take our final break. When we come back, we got some birthdays. And I actually have an article here from one of the tenants at Breakfast Shed who spoke to a totally different, scenario. But we'll see if we have time for that when we come back, if not tomorrow. Stay tuned. We'll be back after this.
Calling all choir. This is TNT's first gospel choir event of its kind. It's finally here. This is Divine Harmony. Choirs from all over the country will vie for over $250,000 in prizes. Semi-final round, the East-West Corridor, Saturday, September 20th, Central and South Trinidad, Saturday, September 27th, and Tobago, Saturday, October 4th. To register, call 719-9599. TNT, get ready. This is Divine Harmony.
Everybody sing it.
Every day at the castle, long before we open our doors, our work begins. Our famous seasonings are mixed in advance. We select our fresh chicken parts and prep our delicious sides. Then we fire up the fryers and rotisserie oven. Everything is made with tasty local herbs, spices, and the same long-loved recipe since 1968. So, when you come in, remember that we uphold our culture and our taste just for you. We are your Royal Castle.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Leisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Leisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisure Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Leisure Limited. Quality you can trust.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Why just manage disease when you can reverse it? At Setwaya's Holistic Health Clinic, we don't just mask symptoms, we focus on reversing illness naturally. Imagine freedom from medications and the cycle of dependence. Our approach dives deep into uncovering root causes without herbs, tonics, or medications. From diabetes and heart disease to mental health, obesity, and more, our personalized care is transforming lives. Ready to begin? Book your consultation today, either in our San Fernando office or online. Call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. Your health journey starts now at Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, where transformation is within reach.
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed, fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, we can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secured parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet, located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
All right, so we're back on Breaking Dawn. Now we down the home stretch here to wrap things up. Do not forget the Breaking Dawn Christmas party is December the 13th. Saturday, December the 13th, Center Excellence Garden Sanctuary. We're wearing white, Winter Wonderland as a team. We're going all out on the decor. Premium drinks inclusive. Tickets will be out from Monday at all sports and games outlets in Trinidad. For those of you in Tobago or those of you who like to purchase online, TrinbagoEvents.com. You could go there. You all use it for the 5K run. You used it last year for the Christmas party. If you're coming in, you're flying in from outside, you could purchase the ticket online. Like I say, live entertainment. are still booking entertainment right now. Right? I have a few people to call. All right? But all you know how we just do it. Everybody does have a terrific time. This is the party, the Christmas party, the end of the year. This is how we end the year, as you know, for the viewers of the program. Right? We don't advertise this all over the place. It's just here. You understand? So the same way that everybody know when they put on the TV, bam, 6 o'clock, Stephen Reeson, whether I'm in New York, whether I'm in Antigua, whether I'm in St. Vincent, wherever I am, I wake up and I'm here. I report for duty. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I only do this for the viewers, because I have confidence that when we said Saturday, December the 13th, Center Excellence, Garden Sanctuary area, live entertainment, I do it with the confidence that my viewers will support me the same way that I dedicate myself to coming out here and presenting a show. All right? So we want it to be bigger and better than last year. Of course, anything I do, I strive to do it bigger and better than the year before. And the 5K is growing tremendously in numbers. We had 3 something the first year. We had 5 something the second year. In the third year, which was this year, we had over 800 people. So it is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Just now I got to raise the prize money, but not next year. We'll see how things go. All right? Nice. but we're going to make it bigger and better. And that is the intention of the Christmas party, to take it and make it all-inclusive in the future. And make it a big event in a bigger area, things like that. But that could only happen when I see the growth of the event. So we'll see how things go. Because this is really the second year paying attention to the growth of that event. Because the first year was in Santa Cruz. The second year was in Center Excellence. We're back at Center Excellence. So we'll see if we grow it, if it gets bigger, then next year I could look at maybe doing it all-inclusive, right? And maybe use the car park at Center of Excellence and go even a little bigger in terms of the entertainment and so on and so forth. So we go handle all of that now, all right? But I urge you, when you see, when I leave here Friday, know that on Monday morning, tickets will be the tickets are already there at the outlets. However, we didn't want to tie up the transactions with, Sports and Games want to tie up my transaction with their cash. So we have to put something in place. So putting that in place, that will be in place and at the locations by Friday, so that Monday you could go ahead and purchase your tickets, all right? Just real quickly, the headline in the Express that I sent you just now. Breakfast shed vendor speaks out. All right? It's a 1-minute read, if you all will allow me to. It's a 1-minute read, because this is a very contentious issue here. And I mean, like I said, Breakfast Shed is a legacy brand and should be maintained. We don't want to see the closure of Breakfast Shed. I'm sure that this government does not want that to happen. But only 4 tenants had been operating at the Breakfast Shed for the past year, according to vendor Brandon Maharaj. The Express reported that vendors were vacating the premises, a move Udicot chairman Shankar Bidesi said he was not aware of. He disclosed, however, that vendors owed about $2 million in rent and had been issued demand letters for payment. Bidesi promised a site visit to clarify the matter. Maharaj, who spoke to the Express by telephone, said his business has been at the location for 3 years. He explained that he has been paying $6,000 a month in rent to an office at the site through what he described as a middle person. He said he had no direct arrangement with Udicot. Asked why vendors were packing up, Maharaj said electricity was disconnected at the start of September and some businesses could not operate as they prepared meals on site. His own business, which operates at another location, was less affected. He said he was told the electricity bill went up to almost, look at this, $200,000 in arrears. He said, now what he said is that, he said we stick it out for the month, thinking it would have had some sort of priority. He said, adding that nothing changed. He said adding that nothing changed. He recalled that 2 vendors left at the start of the month. He said, quote, I saw TNTech come and cut the current and we couldn't really operate. That was abrupt on us. As I said, we have been paying our rent. 3 of us were the last 3 tenants with the lady in charge, he said. Murad said he too was considering leaving because of the uncertainty. He said, quote, today I was going to move out because I am not really sure what is the cause of action. It is only 4 of us for the past year, he said. recalling one vendor who had been struggling to pay rent before leaving. He expressed surprise at reports that vendors owed UDCOT $1.8 million, describing the figure as astronomical. He suggested the debt might be linked to former tenants. He said, quote, people just racking up bills and leaving a bill. Because obviously, if you sell 3 and 4 months and your rent is $6,000, times 4, that is $24,000 you leave in debt. You're using utilities and it's just piling up, he said. Murad said his understanding was that the facility falls under UDCOT's purview, but tenants did not pay the corporation directly. They, the office, were probably in charge to pay UDCOT the utilities, pay UDCOT rent and utilities. I never dealt with UDCOT, not one day, he added, saying his arrangement was with a middle person who is also a vendor. What madness is this? The Express contacted BDC for further clarity on the matter but did not receive a response. How you could have an operation like that going on and people dealing with a middleman who is a vendor? Was it that the tenants were paying rent and this man wasn't paying UDCOT? Was it that we have past tenants that racked up these bills that has fallen now because you have a new administration coming in and the way they're reading it is that the tenants owing $2 million in rent and they may not be aware that it's not the current tenants, it could be the past tenants. What the hell is going on with that breakfast shed? Is that another just ball of corruption? That's why I now read there. That is how Trinidad and Tobago is operate or used to operate in a nutshell. But you'll see how things go moving forward. Lord have mercy. All right, birthdays. 11. All right. Happy birthday going to Suzanne. Happy birthday to Suzanne. And Suzanne, this is coming down from all your children. All right, so all your children say happy birthday to you. I love that. That's how you do it. Also, good morning, Breaking On team. Can you please give a shout out to my partner, Jonathan, on his very special milestone birthday today? Wishing him all the best. We wake up to you on mornings. Keep up the great work. Warm regards, Sharon. Sharon, good morning to you too. Hope to see you on December the 13th. Also, just want to wish our beautiful, hardworking mom a happy birthday. Greetings coming from her daughters, Azaria and Darian, and her husband, Donald. We hope you have an amazing day. We love you to the moon and back. Nice. Lovely. All right. Also, oh, sorry. This is the same one I put up here. I'll go to the next one. Right. Happy birthday going out to Roderick. Have a blessed day and many more to come from your two special girls, Suzanne and Victoria Dawson. All right. So, Roderick. Happy birthday, man. Where Roderick picture? Huh? It can't download. Oh gosh, boy. Hard luck there, Roderick. Computer say nah. Cash Roderick. Dear Stefan, good night. You want to say happy birthday going on to Nala? Nala celebrates. Wait, is he dog? Okay. It's Nala's second birthday. All right? We would like to send birthday greetings to my puppy. Her birthday is today, October the 1st. It's her second birthday from Amjad, Jasmine, Nazreen, Naeem, and Kimberly. Nice, man. Now, that is a husky. You know people as a husky, but that is why I know to be a husky. Black and white. If you're a husky in black and white, well, you might have get the husk without the key. All right. Happy birthday to Brian, who lives in Santa Cruz. Brian does not like taking pictures from all of us, especially your kids, Ryan, Ruston, and Raquel. Happy birthday to you. Hope you like your new coal pot. Oh God, who buy that for him, Keith Scotland? Easy, Brian, easy. That look like brand big, eh? No. They look like brand big. All right. Also, Stefan, could you announce that Bungie Garland's mom, what? Oh, Sherman does have all this information. You know about it for real? Sherman on the ball, boy. What's wrong with Sherman, boy? Sherman could work in the media? All right. So, Stefan, could you announce that Bungie Garland's mom passed away and send condolences to his family? Well, Garland, condolences going out to you and your family, my brother, on the passing of your mom. And boy, I know what it'd like to lose a parent. I lost my father. This month, actually, later this month, will be 3 years exact that Daddy passed away. Stay strong, my brother. Keep doing what you're doing. And keep your head up, man. And your mother will be with you forever and always. All right? Of course, we always have the memories. All right? We have the good memories, the bad memories, the in-between memories. We always have the memories. All right? Nice, man. So, Bungie, condolences, bro. Also, morning, please convey birthday greetings to Joanne Blackman from Valencia, wishing her the best of everything now and forever. Many things I wish for her. It's easier said than done. Circumstances. Thanks, Stefan. Let me tell you something, man. Joanne Blackman, happy birthday. All right? Circumstances made me who I am. All right. Happy birthday going out to Jacob Supol on his birthday today as he turns 10 years old. Greetings as well. Greetings and well wishes are coming from his grandparents, Aunt Cindy and Onella, and his cousin, Mateo. We wish Jacob lots of love and blessings on his special day, and we love him very, very much. All right, nice, man. I have two more? Two more and we out, fellas. Good morning, everyone. I would like to send birthday greetings to my beautiful wife, Gartha Jones Figaro, who turned 62 years today. And greetings are coming from her husband, Anthony Figaro, and her 2 fur babies, Suri and Princess. We love you and do have an enjoyable day. So happy birthday, they are going out to Gartha. And finally, we got to say happy birthday going out to Simeon Govaya. Happy birthday. This is coming on from your dad, Ian, and the rest of your family. So, Simeon, happy birthday, man. Nice. So with that, people, we got to wrap things up for today. I went over, boy. All right, so it's only because of that breakfast shirt article. I just wanted to get that out here. We will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we have 3 guests in studio. Lashana will be here. What she does is she, recycles and creates furniture, right? So we're going to chat with her. We also have the author, a young lady who's coming in. She's the author of a book that has been released. And Nicholas has been behind me since last week to get an interview for her. So she's coming on tomorrow as well. And then we have Uchenna and Ujuice. Dr. Hackett, he will be on tomorrow. And he and Watson will be rotated every Thursday. Now, that's tomorrow. On Friday, we have Orange Sky and Amrika Mutru. Both of them supposed to come through. The reason why I'm stacking these interviews over the next 2 days is because I believe we're supposed to have the budget on Monday. So I don't want to book interviews for next week. We will have our features and things like that, but you know the budget will be up for discussion. So I have to clear the way for that from next week. So until tomorrow, have a great day, people. We out!
Good morning. Welcome to Breaking Dawn.